Hello, good morning. I hope I meet everyone well. I got up this morning because I have a burden on my heart. And my coming out to social media, I think it's how the author has written the story. And I think this is time for me to share what the creator wanted me to share. And this is going to be, I think I've been saying it, but this is part one. And what am I saying today? Again, my name is Shola. And my purpose of coming out is not to shame any church. It's not to talk down any culture or belief practices. But I'm here to share what has affected me. How religion practices and cultural practices have affected me. This has made me to judge people. How this has made me to think that my church is better than any other church. I'm here to tell you how this has affected me emotionally. Going through the traditions of my church that says that I cannot practice certain profession left me clueless about life. As a child, all I could think about is the coming of Christ. So I had no goals, I had no purpose, I was just there. Ask me what I want to do in my life, I have no idea. Ask me to talk about things, I don't have a clue. I was so naive. My mind has been indoctrinated to the extent that when I see people from other denominations, I begin to question, do we have other gods? So the God of apostolic faith is different from Deeper Life, is different from CAC, is different from Mountain of Fire and every other church? Pause for a minute. I was born into that church. I was raised into that church, so I had nothing else. I know nothing else. We don't watch the TV because the church condemns it, so I have nothing. We don't listen to radio because they tell us if we continue to listen to the radio, you will be confused, your life will be all sorts of stories. So I was so like I wasn't in the world, because that is the thing. They want us to live in the world, yet not in the world. As a child, and I thought I was doing the right thing, because Sunday school, they will teach us this and that, and I'll be so happy answering questions. Ọmọ Ọlọ́run kì í lo etí, ọmọ Ọlọ́run kì í lo earring, ọmọ Ọlọ́run kò ń make up. All these have caused me so much anger. All these have caused me hatred. All these have caused me judging people. All these make me have no purpose that I'm chasing. You ask me, but I have parents. Why aren't they making their own mind as to choose if they want it or not? What blame our being saying? But later I forgive them, because humanly we want to belong. As human beings, we want to belong. We want to be a part of a system. Then I asked my parents, why don't you go to other places where they really don't judge as much as this place? But mo tún gbọ́ tiwọn nígbà tó jẹ́ pé in this place kò sí tithe. Probably why some people are there. Kò sí gbà pé wọ́n gbé gbà, like other churches would bring trays of tithe and offerings on Sundays. Àwọn ò kì í ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. If you have tithe, it's a personal thing. I think give that to them. That's a plus. I give that to them. They raise kids, singing Bible stories and learning through songs. I give that to them. But the thing I'm against, and that's, I think, the reason, one of the reasons the creator, the author is sending me out, is to warn every church, every religion about control. No matter how you control, there will be a turning point. There will be a reflection moment. There will be a reflection moment in everyone's life. When I was 17, I started questioning. Mo ti wá gbọ́njú láti lè béèrè question. So I started asking questions. Even though my godmother then told me to not continue to question because I'll be considered a rebel, but I'm grateful to my father. When I ask him some questions and he doesn't want to tell me lies, he will tell me, good question, but bọ́n ṣe ní ká máa ṣe nìyẹn. Máa wá sọ fún wọn pé bọ́n ṣe ní kẹ́ máa ṣe, what does that mean? Wọ́n ní kẹ́ máa ṣe, does that mean you don't have your own mind? Does that mean you can't make some decision for yourself? Because growing up, mo rí pé tá a bá sick, kì í lọ sí hospital. Mo sick ní point kan to the extent that I thought I'm going to pass away. But thankfully, I survived it. What they do in our church back then is when you're sick, you go to the altar where the ministers sit and they anoint you with oil. Either you have faith or you don't. You just must do what they want you to do. That is rigidity and control of somebody's mindset. What if my man want to visit the doctor? What if my man want to use medication? You dare not. And as a child, I witnessed so many things. Ẹ̀kan dédé gbọ́, Sister Alágbájá tó lóyún, ó lose the baby. Due to what? Ó labor for days. They have nurses who join the church, but they have to either give up their profession to be a member of that church. Then I was like, is this a cult? Why? Then my questions continued. I don't talk like at that time because I was shy gone mi lè sọ̀rọ̀, but I observe a lot. And I was beginning to form my opinion. Where irú Ọlọ́run wo ni? Mo sick for months. Irú Ọlọ́run wo ni? Táwọn èèyàn lóyún tán kàn ń lọ báyìí. Irú Ọlọ́run wo ni? Táwọn èèyàn dárúgbó síbí tí wọ́n rọ́kọ. Irú Ọlọ́run wo ni? Tó jẹ́ pé àwọn ọmọ pásítọ̀ nìkan ló dà pé ó ń dùn fún. Irú Ọlọ́run wo ni? Téèyàn máa abandon profession ẹ̀. Irú Ọlọ́run wo ni? Téèyàn lówó TV ṣùgbọ́n tán lè gbé TV sáàrin church láti show wa ní movie. As conflicted as I was in my thoughts back then at 17, when I started forming my own, making up my own mind a little bit, but still I couldn't come out of it because Shomo, if you were grounded, if you everything, you have made friends. This is like your social community. It has become my social community. This is where I know. But guess what? When I went to college, that was about 21, 23, I was like, now I can really face my study and see life in another angle. And then I started seeing other beliefs. We are restricted to our church alone. We are restricted to our church alone. We keep inviting those other churches to our church, believing that they will be a member of our church. But we cannot go to their own church. Even when they invite us, we cannot go. Selfishness. Arrogance. So when I went to college, I was like, okay, now I'm beginning to see other people, even though they put on earrings, even though they dress differently than me, I see goodness of their hearts. I see kindness of their hearts. Then I was beginning to have another opinion. Now I was conflicted, thinking which one is right, which one is the truth, which one is the lies. I couldn't place it, but I was still kind of okay. Now I'm beginning to know people for who they are, not for their dressing alone. Then, I'm beginning to find my truth. Then it was now getting to a point I had to go for internship, and when I did my internship, I worked in the bank. Oh my God, a great exposure to different kinds of people. Even though I was still shy and quiet, but then I could see things for myself. I could see things with my own eye. I could connect the dot. I could say, oh my God, this person is kind. This person is genuine. This person is reliable. So they don't necessarily have to be a member of my church. And guess what? Even one of my best friends at that time was not a member of my church. This is someone who cared about me and would visit me in my house. And you want to tell me that is unbeliever? I'm already forming my own opinion. I'm already finding my truth. Then at the time, let me check the time because I don't want to waste your time. At the time, then I started reading my Bible for myself. I started learning by myself, not just the Sunday school booklet anymore. I picked up my Bible and started reading from Genesis to the end of the Bible. And this is part 1. I don't want to overload you with stories today. And in part 2, I will continue with how I continue with the journey. Thank you for listening and watching this video. Thank you for being a part of this growth. Have a blessed day.